Hello and welcome to my channel Lingua Mus. My name is Mustafa. I'm a linguist and teacher of Russian and Arabic languages. In total I know 13 languages. Today, guys, is 2 years and 8 months since I have started learning English without practicing, completely from scratch and on my own. And this is the second part of my video about how I have learned English without practice. But honestly saying, guys, I have to admit that just a couple of months ago, I have already started to communicate and practice in order to measure my fluency. But it's not, so much, still at least 2 hours each month. I can say that still I am trying to improve myself, my English, my fluency on my own, using completely different substitute tools instead of typical standard practicing. I want to say, guys, sorry that for being late. I had a bit healthy and time issues and my kids also, hence I couldn't make my second video in time. But as I promised, I am here now for doing the second one. But before starting, I just want to draw your attention to my next words. Although I know many languages, some of which I can utilize at almost native level and have a vast experiences on language studies and teaching, I want you to know that all the definitions and descriptions, language learning methods that I am gonna talk you about are completely experimentally and scientifically at the same time proven. It means I never impose you my experiences as an only way to learn language and to do it like just some of learners and teachers actually do it. So guys, after my first video, I got a lot of personal messages on the Facebook and comments on YouTube. It was really pleasure. Thank you guys for your attention and time. But considering by some messages, I understand that some of you actually have unrealistic expectations from me, like unprecedented, unheard, and completely unknown, recently discovered revolutionary language learning method in the linguistic fields. No, guys, as I mentioned and said in the first part of my video, that there is absolutely nothing special and no magic way and mystery. But the techniques and strategies I figured out and practiced successfully got me and my students the fluency we are practicing right now, as you see. Guys, if someone tends to have unrealistic expectations from anyone, most likely will be disappointed, and as the reality is far beyond estimations, he or she won't get much benefit from experiences. This is the first point I want to mention. But here's the second point. We all know a lot of things about language learning ways and methods. But the breaking and crucial point is starting displaying them itself at the implementing stages of language development. It means it's not just what you are doing, but and how you are doing. What's that mean? Quite simple. I'll give you a couple of examples related to this kind of incorrect execution in language learning process. I have seen it countless times through various channels that most of people, despite their poor, not poor, it sounds a bit unkind. Let's say, despite their lack enough experiences and knowledge about linguistic field stuffs, still they are considering themselves as a language expert. Especially when you search on the internet and ask questions, you will see a question about what exactly someone has to do or you have to do to acquire desired language skills. You will see and hear over and over again the same exact, unscientific, illogical, and most likely worthless advice and tips from so-called language mentors. Honestly saying, I even call them time consumers. It's not a humiliation, and I am not trying to insult someone, but this is the real situation, because such people, make you lose energy, colossal energy and time, and finally it costs all of your motivations and hopes to learn language forever. Guys, maybe you are trying to figure out what I am trying to say you. Let's be more concrete. Okay, for instance, in order to get familiarized with the sounds of language and learn the vocabulary, it doesn't matter whatever language you are trying to learn, but in our case it's English. You decided to do some English listening, right? Here is the breaking point. There are a lot of people, including some teachers even, that give you advice and recommend you to watch movies, listen to any podcast in a row, and finally listen to music. Even if you are at the starting point of language development and language learning way, if you are a beginner, beginner, what's wrong with that? It's occur, right? Right, and gonna be occur. What's wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that, unless you want to learn language properly and more productively, because this way completely against some scientific facts like comprehension hypothesis. I mean especially about comprehensible input, intelligible and understandable input information that you are trying to put into your brain from listening, from reading, from something else. And this way, and against cognitive principles, against gradual building process, especially natural gradual building process of language learning, development. And this way, not going to facilitate English learning process or any language learning process for you. You are maybe getting some imagination and about this topic. Maybe you are agree, maybe disagree, and you maybe need some more details. I'll explain you guys, but I am trying to keep my videos as short as possible, but the next one is really soon. See you guys. I'll come back soon.